Good day, everyone. Today we're going to learn about using the software called AutoDesk Meshmixer. It is a free software for making and manipulating 3D files or 3D objects. Whether you need to clean up a 3D scan and do some 3D printing or designing an object, Meshmixer is widely known to used for those purposes. And another reason why we're using Meshmixer is it's widely known to orthopedia, or it's widely known to orthodontists as well. So I hope you learn from this video slash tutorial. So what we're gonna learn about this course or this video tutorial is the basic functions of Meshmixer. Manipulating 3D models is one, but let's focus on manipulating dental models. I found a dental model in, I mean, from this site over here, yagi.com, and it's basically a website that gives you a lot of options for 3D models. You can pay for a 3D model if you want to have fun with it. If you have a 3D printer back home, then this website is really useful for you guys or girls. We're gonna search dental models. And as you can see, it will give you a lot of options of models, but most of them are not free. So I guess we can filter it. So here's how you filter it. You just you click the free option, again search, and then there you go. It'll give you all the 3D models that are for free. So this is what we used. This is what we downloaded right now. And just go to this site. And if you find other models and if you want to play with it and gain experience with Meshmixer, then I guess you can go to yagi.com and look for 3D models. So, after you have downloaded your 3D model from yagi.com or from other sources out there are plenty more sources, plenty more websites out there that sells out or gives out free 3D models. Another source of your 3D model could come from your intraoral scanner. If you are a dentist, then it should come from your intraoral scanners. And if you notice, your intraoral scanners could give you two file types. It can either give you STL files or PDF. STL files are widely used for 3D manipulation, or if you're making models for 3D printing, then you might want to save your file from your intraoral scanners as STL. Now, what does STL stand for? STL stands for Standard Triangle Language, or Standard Tessellation Language. STL files are binary files that are common since they are more compact. And yeah, that's one of the file type that your intraoral scanner can export, and that's why we're using them right now. Luckily, what we downloaded from yagi.com is an SL file as well, and here I have a few here already that I have used or practiced with since earlier. So how you can open it is you can drag this into Autodesk Meshmixer. So if you drag it, uh, let's wait for it to open. By the way, Autodesk Meshmixer is kind of slow. It's not really slow, but it's slow if your computer doesn't have enough power to feed it. So my computer right now is quite slow, but I'm pretty sure when you work as dentists in the future, you will have powerful computers, or you will have softwares that are optimized for usage, or it will not consume an amount of resources that will make your computer slow. So hopefully they update this, or they make better versions of 3D manipulating softwares. So now that we open the file, we have here a set of teeth. I don't know what you call them. I'm not a dentist, but I'm gonna show you how to manipulate a model with this software with Autodesk Meshmixer. What we have here is a model of teeth. You can manipulate them. I mean, you can turn them around, or you can move them around by pressing your right click, not your left click. Never your left click. Your left click is used for uh, this toolbar right here, or for transforming the object or the model. um, but well, you can also use your scroll. If you have a mouse, it's better to use a mouse for manipulating 3D objects, because it's it gives you the amount of freedom to move it around, and it gives you a lot of options, more options than you have with your trackpad. For example, zooming in and zooming out, you just use the scroll button of your mouse, or you can also scroll click, which moves the model around your working area or your workspace. You can also, if you want, you can also move around the 3D model by using uh, this navigation square, or no, not navigation cube, on your top right corner on the top right corner of your screen. So as you can see here, it shows you a bunch of uh, the 4 points of the cube: left, right, back, right, front, top, and bottom. So you can move it around, you can explore with that, you can play with that. If you have, oh, by the way, if you don't have the software yet, I suggest you download it now. It only comes in, actually, let's go back to about the software. So the software is downloadable for Mac users and Windows only. I remember before they have it for Linux as well, but I don't know why they removed it. So it gives you, if you go to the website, it gives you two options, which is an English installer and a Japanese installer. Now, I downloaded the Meshmixer 3.5. This is not Windows version. You might get confused, but no. 3.5 stands for the software version, not the Windows version. So if you don't have it already, then you can download it from meshmixer.com. Okay, now let's go back to our model. So now that we have imported a 3D model, we can now manipulate it and start working with it. As you can see in our user interface, we have here a bunch of options. Let's just deselect this. We have here a bunch of UI buttons that we have here on this side or left side of your screen, and we call them your this whole thing is a toolbar. It's where your tools are, just to be more organized, because you don't want to be messing around and looking for other buttons. And it's pretty, what I like about Meshmixer is it has it just has few buttons, unlike other softwares out there which has a bunch of buttons and you end up not really using them. Well, in this case, we're not going to use all the buttons. We're just going to work with the basic functions of Meshmixer itself. So we have here the import button, the mesh mix button, select, sculpt, stamp, edit, analysis, shaders, export, and print. Print. We're not gonna go through print today because I don't own a 3D printer. But another thing that you can see here up there is the menu. You have the file menu, actions menu, view, and help and feedback. Now, in the help menu, uh, it will just point you to the manual which you have on the site or on the website. So on let's go back to Meshmixer. Meshmixer has Meshmixer's website has the manual itself. If you click here up there, it will redirect you to the Meshmixer manual. Now, what we're gonna learn in this course, as I said earlier, is just the basic functionalities that will help you survive as a dentist or as a user in as a user or consumer of Meshmixer. So if you want to learn more or if you want to be certified, I believe Autodesk hands out certifications out there or exams as well. I don't know how much it costs, but you can research. You can research about it. I'm pretty sure um, other facilities or other institutions out there offer Autodesk Meshmixer certifications. Now, yeah, you can learn it by yourself. There's a manual here. It's pretty straightforward. This app is actually not so complicated. This software is not really complicated. And yeah, let's go through it with our model now actually. As you can see, I'm pressing again earlier, as I said earlier, right click to move around your model or scroll. Click the scroll button in your mouse. Yeah, reminder again, just get a mouse and work with 3D models because trackpad is gonna give you a hard time. um, okay, as you can see here, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna um, make our model right because as you can see now, the representation or our model's um, positions are kind of not what we want it to be because if you can see here, this is the front and what we want it to be is this should be the front of the model, not this one right here. Where's the front? Oh, sorry about my dog. That's the front. Now what we want to happen is we want to transform it and we want this kind of like this to be our front. Now what we can do is go to our select and just select all. You can double click and it will select all. So just click select and double click on the object and then it will select all automatically for you. We have here our options, our edit, and we want to transform it. Where's the transform? There. Transform is in the deform menu of your select tool. So transform. I want to transform it. By the way, again, you might want to be patient with your Meshmixer software, especially if your laptops or your computers are not that powerful. Now, here we have the axis of where you want to move it or transform it. You can just drag it. Oh, it's still so. I'm sorry, guys. Or you can rotate it the way you want. So here we are rotating. It's really slow. Mm-hmm. Oh, too much. That's too much. Mm-hmm. Okay. There you go. That's much better. And you can play around with the arrows just so you know how to move your object around. Yeah, the better way to learn how to transform is to really get your hands on the software. So you really need to download it. Okay, the red and the green moves it to the left or the right. So let's actually move it around a little more. Oops, that's too much. See, this is what happens when you have a slow computer the same as me. How can we rotate this? There, it's rotating. No, it's not rotating, it's expanding. So this red button right here is not rotating it, but expanding the model. We don't want that to happen, so let's just put it back to the original size. More. I think that's too much. Is it too much? Okay, not yet too much. It's still okay. Where can we turn this around? Oh, it's a little skewed. So you can. I hope I didn't put it too much. Oh. Oh, that's too much. Just a little. A bit more. There you go. So now we have that as our model. So that's how you can transform it. Just play around with it. Don't be afraid to play with your model, because the more you make mistakes, this software is, if you don't read the manual, then the more you make mistakes, the more you learn actually. So that's transform for you. Just click accept, and then it will render the model once more, so you have to wait again. I'll skip to the waiting part actually. Okay, no, it's already done. Now that it's done, okay, that's the left. Now we didn't quite transform it. We didn't transform it the way we want it to be. Oh, okay. But it's much better now. That's the front. We want to move it. Let's move it again. So double click, select and double click, deform, and then transform. Just wait for it again. Sorry guys, it's quite long. Okay. The blue button just moves it. That should be our front. So just accept. It's the dog again. And we'll re-render it. Did it do a difference? No, it didn't. Let's try it again. Click transform. This should be our front. What does this do? Oh, and it moves it up and down as well. So this is our front now. All I want to do is turn it around. Nope, not that around. Well, right, let's go back to that. It's hard to work with a laggy computer. Let's try to transform it again. One last time. If it still doesn't work, then we can move on. As long as you know how transform works. I do hope that you have a better computer so you can work with it around easily, not like this. It's lagging. I think another uh, another reason why my computer is lagging right now is because it's recording the screen, and it takes a bunch of memories or computer resources to have that as well. So I'm basically multitasking right now, opening the stream 3D model and at the same time recording the screen for the tutorial. Okay, let's try that. This is the left, which should be the front. Let's click that actually. Oh, I just clicked the blue button, which expands it. So this expands it to the left, the red, or if it's like this, if you face it like that, the red expands it to the left. This one expands it to the left, and this blue button here expands it to the right. Let's just move it back to the original, and yeah, have the normal size model. So here now we're facing it. We want to rotate it to the front. This is the front right now, and we want to rotate it a little so that it will become the front. Oh, nope, it expanded again. You know what, let's just skip this part because it's making my computer laggy. Sorry about that. But yeah, we can do nothing much from now on. Now that we have our model transformed, we actually have a much more better view than earlier, even though we didn't we didn't transform it the way we want it to be because of technical difficulties. It's eating a lot of computer resources, so it got slower. I hope when you're using this, you're not opening a lot of tabs or a lot of applications at the same time as what I'm doing now. That's why it's this software is getting slow because it's getting fewer memory than the other. Wait. Actually, this is the lower tooth. You know what? Let's transform it one time. I'll just skip to the part, okay? Okay. This is how far I've got, and there's not much. Well, I just rotated it like 360 and pointed it because I realized it's the bottom part of the teeth. Anyway, here this is our left part, so this should serve as our front. Well, it's actually much better than earlier. The fact that it's no longer inverted makes it better. Sorry about that. Anyway, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna select a portion, or actually there's two kinds of selection here. You can select with this circle or with this cursor. You can select a specific portion of your cursor. You can resize it with the bracket or the brackets, so you can resize it smaller or bigger. Doesn't really matter as long as you're gonna select the part. So it's up to you. It's basically up to the user. If he wants to select a smaller portion, then he can make the cursor smaller, or the area of the cursor smaller, or if you want it bigger, then you can make it bigger. So as long as you want, as much as you want. And another way to select things, actually, let's deselect first, is the line select or the point select, where you're gonna just click a line there and it will select the portion of the object. So you can select the whole half of the area, and it gives you it, if you want a more precise, or if you want lines to be incorporated to your selection, and then you can use the line select or the point select. So you can just click here, and then basically that's it. Just throw a box and it will select the portion inside that area. Actually, let's select the half of our object right here, and then I'm gonna show you how to duplicate a an object. So let's just select it properly. There you go. Okay, I won't be a detail Nazi now, since this is not my major as well. But after selecting it, you can go to edit, and then you can click separate. So what this will do is it will divide this model, this whole model, this object right here, into two objects. So we can do that. Separate, click separate. It might take time again, as I said earlier. And now we have here our object browser. So as you can see, when we separated it, it is now two objects. So you can see, if you want to just show the right part of the teeth, then you can click this. So this is the viewing, and this, I don't know what that magnet icon does. Let's actually click it. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Oh, it shows wireframes. It shows the wireframe. The magnet button shows the wireframe of your model. So you can see there, the object that you select will be the one highlighted, and basically that's how you separate a model. So just select the part that you want to separate. For example, let's actually go back to the old model and make this thing whole. Actually, let me try something. Let's try to this is just a curiosity of mine. I'll try to um, merge an object if it's possible. I think it's possible if this functions like Photoshop. As you can see, maybe it can also separate and join two objects together back again. Oh, there you go. You can join it together. You can duplicate it. You can transform it again. We transformed it earlier. You can align it if it's not aligned. Actually, let's try to align it. Or let's try to deform it. Oh, no, it doesn't align. You can align it only one by one. But for now, let's combine it again. So what combine does, if it's correct, then it should make the whole thing into one. But the thing is, when you separate it and you combine it, you can see a different colors scheme here, which means that specific object was separated earlier on. So we don't want that right now. Sorry about that. We don't want that right now, and what we want is to um, work with the original file earlier. So we're just gonna Control Z our way back to the combined version, the not separated version of our object. And there's a line as well. Oh, this is not it. So I'll just Control Z. Oh, my mesh mixer crashed. So let me just open it. Let me get back to this. I'll cut to that part again. Sadly, I did not recover the file. It just Meshmixer just crashed. So I hope next time it recovers the file automatically, because it would be a pain if it crashes just like that and I can't recover my files again, just like what happened just now. But it's okay. Um, I transformed it once again, but yeah, we are done with select and separating. Now we can actually let's stop selecting the whole thing. Let's escape first. Now, what else can we do here? Oh, we can actually, um, yeah, let's go to the bottom, and then we can try to extrude. Extruding will add a layer of layer of this model. It will just add layers to it. Nothing really special. But if you're gonna try to make a if you're gonna try to make a 3D model, you might want to uh, layer your object, because we want spaces from there. And we actually want to make it equal. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a bigger select cursor right here, no gaps, and then let's turn it smaller. So what I'm doing now is I'm using the resize hotkey. You can use this scale or this size button, but for my convenience I'm using the keyboard. I'm utilizing the keyboard as well, so it can be easier to mark things with my select cursor. So there you go. Let's make it bigger now. Now I wanna select the edges as well. Ah, that was an overlap. I hope when we extrude it, it won't extend on that part. But I bet it will. It's okay. We can always erase it. Just be careful, because yeah, be really careful on this part when you're extruding, because we don't want to double our work. I'm not being careful right now. I'm just winging it. Anyway, um, yeah, let's not be a detail Nazi. Let's not be too hard on ourselves. We can make mistakes as long as we learn from it. We keep making it the same thing, then that's a problem. The same mistake, that could be a problem. So we basically selected almost all the area. Let's just leave nothing behind. Okay, now what extrude will do again is we'll add up a layer. Um, we can actually manipulate the layer, how much thick we can add up to it, and yeah, so yeah, let's extrude it. It's not bad actually, but I hope it doesn't have errors because sometimes it has errors. So the way to extrude is go to your, select it. We selected an area. That's a step. That's the first step. Select an area that you want to extrude, and just go to the edit menu and then extrude. Or you can press D if you want. Extract is it will just remove it. That's what extract does. It's the opposite of extrude. So, okay, now we have our area that's selected. As you can see here, if we adjust the extrude or the offset bar, it's gonna be smaller or bigger. So we want to add more layers. So we wanna um, move this scroll button to the right. Same thing, if you want to make it smaller, then move it to the left. I'll just click the part here. Well, it's pretty slow, so it will be a negative extrusion, and it will show you that. But we want positive extrusion. We want to add up, for example, in real life scenarios, we're gonna have this points like where you want to add, you really want to add to it, because when you're printing 3D models, you're just gonna file this thing and flatten it out with, you can flatten it out with sandpaper, or I don't know, knife if you can. So let's just accept that. Mhm. Okay, it's not a clean extrusion. There are points that are actually, whew. Okay, we can actually work with that and delete that. So the way to delete, okay, for perfect demonstration for deleting things in a model, just select it and then press X. That's it. That's the way to delete things. So let's select those pointy things that we don't want in our model. We got holes. Actually, let's fix that later. I'm gonna teach you a trick with Meshmixer that fixes holes as well. And let's actually make our holes bigger, or let's make more holes. Okay, I'll select this, so it doesn't wanna, why is X not working? There you go. Okay. Let's delete this as well. Let's make it smooth. It'll probably make a hole, but yeah, that's my purpose of it. I'll fill up that hole later on. This is just for demonstration, guys. I'm not gonna be anatomical about the teeth. I don't know the part of teeth. I'm not a dentist. But yeah, the purpose of this video is to show you the software itself. Oops, sorry about that. That was my alarm. Okay. Now that's it. We have holes, a bunch of holes actually. Let's make more. I'll make a smaller point and then just punch holes in your. Okay, we have lots of holes now. So there you go. The reason why these holes happen sometime is because when you're scanning, uh, you don't really, for example, your patient, I was gonna say customer, okay, but your patient, which is also your customer, or your patient slash customer, can could be in a rush, and then what this does is it will basically your scanning, your intraoral scanning won't be completed the way you want it, so it will produce holes in the 3D model produced by the scanner. So in Meshmixer, we can fill up those gaps by using the analysis button here. When you click analysis, I'm not gonna go through that the other parts. We're just gonna go click analysis and then go click inspector. Now once inspector is clicked, it will show us blue balls kind of things, and um, you can click those balls and you will see what it does. So let me just demonstrate how it's done. Actually, you just click it and it will fill the hole automatically for you, which is really convenient. So just click those balls. Mhm. It lagged again. Sorry about that. Click those balls, click those balls. Just finish clicking those balls, and what we have here is a perfect model. Alright, so basically that's a printable model now. Uh, this is how far I'm gonna go to. If you have questions, actually, you can ask me. You can you can research more about Meshmixer, but this is basically the uh, most what you'll see in this video is the most basic functions of Meshmixer, which is what you guys are gonna use in your with intraoral scanning. You're gonna use it as well for as a skill. You should learn it as a skill. It's never a damage to have more knowledge, you know. And your activity actually, I'm just gonna write it down. But if you're watching this video right now, might as well know it, right? I want you to do the same. I'll send you the files of this model. I'll send you a Google link in your. Actually, if I upload this, the link is there on the description box, and um, everything is gonna be there. The resources. I want you to make the same model as this, but play with it. So that would serve. That could serve as your final project. So it's really easy to get an A in this subject. Just download the files and then extrude and then play with it if you can. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna make you divide it into four parts. So divide this teeth or divide this model into four parts, and after that combine it. Once you combine it, I want you to extrude it. Select the bottom part and add a layer to it. So the same thing as I did in this video, but I didn't. As you can see, I had technical difficulties earlier. But yeah, divide this into four parts. So it will be like one, two, three, four, and then combine it. After you combine it, you're gonna add a layer at the bottom to extrude it. So extrude it. So um, select and combine it four times. Okay, at least twice. You should combine it at least two times, but I suggest four. I hope you do have a better computer for this. So good luck, guys. I hope you learned something from this video.